Hi, welcome to Teach Lab with Mr. Simons, and in this video I wanted to share a short tip about being on prac, and that is to not spend forever planning your lessons. That the temptation when you're on prac is to come up with these amazing lessons, and that you probably have to use those very formal lesson plans to create it, so that you've got this great mix of introductory activities, you've got the right amount of content, you've got worksheets, you've got questions, you've got recap activities, you might have exit slips, you've got a program, so where things will slot and all those sorts of stuff. And that in terms of developing the content and the worksheets, you really could spend forever trying to create that stuff to try and make it as perfect as possible. But my suggestion is to resist that temptation. And that the thing that I suggest to people going on professional experience is to try and only spend the amount of the lesson on planning the lesson. I know this sounds crazy and a lot of people get annoyed by this idea that you would only spend 50 minutes or an hour planning a lesson, but that it's really important that you don't burn out during the period of prac, and that also you might come up with these carefully cultivated lessons, and then the disruptions at the school might mean that you never have the opportunity to deliver them. Yes, you will have them for future experiences, and that's great, but if you're thinking about the intensity that is prac, that it can be very useful to use your time efficiently and to not spend endless periods working on lessons. So I would try and focus on the content first, sort of do a kind of like 10-15 minutes. Okay, this is the kind of content that I'm going to focus on. These are the key points, maybe some slides that you will go through, then spend some time working on the activity that students will take part in. So maybe you're going to create or adapt a worksheet. Maybe you're going to do a particular group activity, and then to think of something to do to recap the whole thing, so that you are not spending hours and hours creating it. Now, you can disagree with this, obviously, and spend more time where it's needed. And in fact, I can see times in which it might be useful to spend a little bit of extra time. But it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen that book, The 4-Hour Workweek. It's not actually talking about a 4-hour work week. It's talking about supercharging your efforts so you can get much more done in a shorter amount of time. And that's really what I'm talking about here. It's not saying spend 55 minutes on planning a lesson and no more. It's really saying don't spend 4 hours planning a 55-minute lesson. Spend around an hour doing that. That's really my approach here. Anyway, it's something that I talk about a lot and get a lot of pushback on, so I thought it would be very useful to share on the channel and to see what you think. Thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one.